Hello everyone, this is Anka of AGblend13 back with a new painting video. I am working on hand-shaped aluminum that has been created by my design partner Japri. Then we prime it with a metal primer and I'm painting with acrylic paints. So this is a dimensional cat face that was created for an art show with Poetic Tiger Gallery at the beginning of the year 2025. The show was called Meowtopia, so all about cats, and cats are my specialty. So this girl is named Sweetie Pie, and she is a tough one. Maybe doesn't have the sweetest personality, except to one or two humans. We've all met cats like that probably. So this one was a lot of fun to work in pink. The only other sort of reddish pink one I had created so far was Mama's Little Angel, who did not have her name written on her face. Has kind of become a trademark of my Tattoo Cat series, is I do like writing a name on their face. Sometimes it's literally their name, but I don't think this girl's name is literally Sweetie Pie, but it's just like, oh, what is Sweetie Pie? And kind of a thing that she's called, and then here she is extremely angry about something. And so I switch up that routine, but in terms of just having something written on their face, I do enjoy that. And so working with the pink was really fun. So if you've been watching my videos throughout the years, you know that I love layering. And if you're new here, let me tell you, I love layering. That is how I create my paintings. That is how I create this level of detail and glow. And dimensionality there is a ton of layering. And part of the reason I bring it up is because people say, you see the finished product, you see the finished painting and go, oh my gosh, how do you do that? Or I wish I could paint like that. And the answer just really isn't complicated. It was just practice. But then also, to me, it's being committed to not expecting the painting to be done in one pass. That's something that I see maybe sort of beginner artists or amateur artists maybe get a little caught up in, which is trying to make your section perfect the first go. And for me, listen, your painting style is your painting style. You do however you want to do it. But to get this effect, what I do is I'm going over the piece 5, 10, 20 times even. I mean, it depends on the intricacy, but I'm going over it and over it and over it. So those under layers, I do not expect them to have any sort of perfection whatsoever, and you refine and refine and refine. And to me, that's freeing because you don't have to worry. You don't have to, that with the next layer and the next layer, it'll just keep getting closer and closer to being done. And the way I paint, honestly, I usually stop. Like, I choose to stop. There's always more detail I could be pushing into, but I'm not a hyper realist. I'm not interested in pushing for, the most detail everywhere. I reach a certain point where I go, this is done. It feels right and it's done. And that's just by feelings. But two things that I think are important is, one, acrylic paints for the most part are naturally slightly translucent. And so by constantly layering over it, you're not literally painting over what's underneath completely. Like, hints and shadows of what's underneath will continue to show through multiple layers of paint. And so once you get a feel for your routine and the paints you're working with, you can learn to predict that and use it to your advantage. And then second tip that is very important to my workflow is glazes. Now, glazes are paints that are absolutely translucent, and you paint it over a section and it adds a tint which will either change the color or darken existing shades, but you can still very clearly see what's going on underneath. Those two tips are just absolutely crucial to my workflow. And yeah, definitely, if you don't have translucent paints, you can buy something called gloss gel medium, which is a clear acrylic medium that you mix with your colors, and you can create your own translucent shades and layer it over sections to create gentle shadows or gentle highlights, and this blurring effect that makes it all blend together. And that's how you do it in simple terms. And there's our sweetie pie. So here she is. Her eyes have an awesome color changing effect made by a holographic powder overlay that I rubbed onto damp gloss gel medium, and then I clear coated it with more gloss gel medium. And so when you move this piece back and forth in the light, it has this great effect where it's not just green eyes, they'll sometimes shift to blue and purple, which looks really, really cool. All right, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.